Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
Joy to the world. Doctor Who Cares Reviews is back for one more time this year. Welcome, everybody. We come to you with this worthless fucking episode. What a waste of time. 50 minutes, essentially 53 minutes, because there was kind of 3 minutes of credits, 55 minutes long. 52 minutes of just, what are we doing? What are we doing? Dermy, hi. It's like I didn't see you last night. How you feeling today, champ?
Oh, I'm great. You know, I remember a lot of what happened last night.
Yeah.
Not everything, but a lot. No, this episode, I've been saying it to multiple people. I told you to watch at 1.5 speed.
Yeah.
It's an episode of nothingness with only 2 plot points I enjoy, but I told it to Gal, okay? This is like a 5-course meal of nothing but shit, okay? But 2 things are decent. One's an oatmeal raisin cookie, and the other one's a half-eaten donut. This isn't a high bar.
And I understand both
like,
those memes right now.
Yeah, it's like they're decent. It's edible. I can at least talk about it, but the rest of it's just shit and nothing.
Yeah, you can live on an oatmeal raisin cookie, but you're not going to be happy about it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I know. Jed likes oatmeal raisin cookies. Okay,
I know.
Okay, Ginger, how you doing?
I'm definitely feeling the joy that this episode brought to the world right now. Everyone's talking about it, obviously.
Yeah.
There's so much Christmas spirit in the Doctor Who fandom. It's never been this positive. But it's not an oatmeal raisin cookie. That is offensive to me. I had a beautiful batch of oatmeal raisin cookies baked for me this Christmas, and nobody else wanted them, so I have a lot of them still. And I'm just enjoying it. I'm glad no one else likes them besides me, because that means more for me. So I definitely have joy from the Christmas season, and oatmeal raisin cookies can't speak for these two. But the joy abounds. There's joy all around.
Yeah.
Love Actually is all around.
Oh, shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up. We are not doing that again. I suffered that once. We're gonna suffer that again. All right. But
Love Actually what's better, Love Actually or this episode of Doctor Who? That's
okay. Love Actually is better. At least that's a real movie.
Love Actually is fantastic.
Love Actually is Love Actually. You want to watch Jed and I talk about that? Go back 2 weeks on Drive-In, which will be back next week. Don't worry, we'll be back next week with regular Drive-In. But yeah, so welcome everybody to Doctor Who Cares Reviews, our last one of this season. But we'll be back next season because Shooty's coming back for one more run at least with Monday, Sunday. Oh man. Anyway, so I hope everybody is doing well past Christmas. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. And let's just get right into this. We're gonna walk through it, and that's the only way to do it because it's not gonna take us very long. It will not. And I hated it that it literally was the trailer. It starts with the trailer. In medias res. Jed, you know how much I love in medias res.
Oh, it's your favorite thing.
Yeah.
You always talk about it. It's like, dude, I watched this new show. It had in medias res. I have to blow through it. That's why Breaking Bad's your favorite show.
I don't like Breaking Bad. Anyway, I know
sarcasm.
People just now shooting me death daggers. Oh, you don't like Breaking Bad? I don't.
It's okay.
Move on.
It's not for me either.
Not for me. But yeah, so it starts in medias res, and Dermy, it's the entire trailer we saw where he's going through the doors.
It's literally just the trailer, and the thing is, we see the trailer twice.
Yes,
we see it
twice.
They
repeated all of it.
Yeah, but then it cuts back to what happened before, and it starts in the lobby of the Time Hotel.
Which,
go ahead.
Slight jump ahead.
Yeah.
How they don't explain how the Time Hotel isn't paradoxical until halfway through the episode.
And then that's a bullshit explanation for the major plot points that I had a problem with before we saw this. And I still have a problem with it.
It's still Moffat stealing from Moffat. The whole Time Hotel reminded me a lot of the Girl in the Fireplace, the time windows. That one was a lot more chaotic, though. And that one was perceived as actually damaging the universe and as a bad thing. But this one, it's chill. Well,
this is this is Moffat being so self-indulgent
Mm-hmm.
over ever. He is sniffing his farts. He's wiping his ass on the carpet. Doesn't think it stinks. This is Moffat just proving
Moffat's
What?
Moffatisms.
he believes that he knows more than probably everybody at this point and can do whatever he wants. The explanation for the paradox when we get to that.
It's not as bad as the explanation for how he knows the code. That's
the same moment. That is all in one moment, and I lost my shit.
Nonsense.
I was waiting for that explanation, and when we got there, I'm like, "That's it." Anyway, so we start off the TARDIS, and that's all the TARDIS action we get for the episode. By the way,
A milk-seeking TARDIS. That's literally all it does is looks for milk at the beginning.
I mean, listen, there's
Real
certain
milk.
things. I look for certain kinds of milk or certain milk dispensers, but not like that.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah. So,
it starts with the Doctor depressed about Ruby leaving him. They had no relationship. They had no chemistry. No one cared. Even the Stans have looked back at Empire of Death and like, maybe it wasn't so good. Maybe Ruby's arc wasn't so good. Maybe I don't care that much. Because it's empty. It's flat. So none of us care that he's depressed about Ruby leaving.
At the end of the episode, when you see Ruby, she's not thinking of him.
No.
She's not.
She's thinking
She
of
just
her mom.
does nothing.
I thought that was going to be him on the phone, but it was her mom. Which mom? I don't know. Birth mom, fake mom, who knows? Don't know. Don't care. But he walks in there to get milk from, and him wearing the bathrobe and the pants and the slipper. I'm just, what is this?
We've seen the Doctor go through some horrible things in the past. Way worse than a companion saying, hey, I don't want to hang out anymore, which we've actually seen happen with Martha, done much better. Yeah. And he's never acted like this. Like I think the best example in New Who is it when Rose got trapped in the other universe. Yes, he cried when it happened, but then he soldiered on, got involved in the new situation with the runaway bride with Donna's introduction happened right away, and he was okay. He soldiered on. The Doctor soldiers on when truly horrific things happen to him. He doesn't like, oh, you don't want to hang out anymore? Can I call you sometimes? Yeah, we'll still hang out. Okay, and then just fall apart.
Yeah, and it's a much better buildup of of the repeated losses that David Tennant's when he suffered that. When what does it lead to? Dr. Victorious. Leads to Dr. Victorious.
That makes so much more sense.
And everything that goes wrong from Dr. Victorious. That is so. Here, I'm Shooty, and I'm going to cry 3 times in the episode. They cut out one crying scene that they showed in the trailer, though. The one that I used for a thumbnail. They cut the ugly cry. They cut out the ugly cry.
Yeah. I only saw him cry twice. And both times, like, we'll get to one of the crying because I don't understand. Why the fuck are you crying now? Why
are any of them crying?
Yeah, none of the tears made sense. At least the ones I saw.
You met this lizard crying.
Why do I care? Why do I care that the Silurian is dying? Why?
And what pissed me off is that actor. He's actually a really good actor. He was in Sherlock. He was Anderson in Sherlock. He's been in a ton of other things I've seen, and they just waste him in this. He's possessed for 5 minutes, and then it's like, oh no, I'm dead.
All right. Okay. So, I forgot. During the intro, we have to go back. So, Fat Joy arrives at her hotel room, and this has to be one of the most shallow companions we've ever had foisted upon us. I mean, first of all, she's in the room, and after Bestie for a year, Chick who's going to become Bestie for a year, leaves. Hi, Mr. Fly. How are you? Shut up! Just shut up! Why are you talking to a fly?
Because she's waiting for ham and cheese.
What are you gonna eat it?
Toasty.
You hungry?
There's a fat joke at the end to be had.
Very, very obvious. She eats.
She eats a star.
I know. It was right there. She eats the star. I knew it. It's like how none of us are gonna miss that. None of us are gonna miss that.
As soon as she disappeared and the doctor's following her, it's like, did she eat the star?
As soon as it was out of the case, I thought she ate it. Fatty ate it.
I didn't even think that she ate it. I thought she just she did other stuff with it.
It doesn't matter. Either way,
She put it inside of her.
she ate it. Bottom line, Fatty ate the star. And then couldn't keep it down. Hey, listen, maybe not all ladies can swallow. I don't know. Anyway,
she can swallow.
Well, she swallows a lot. Bridgerton told us that. Anyway,
She really likes
so she in her depressing room, and that she's so happy to be in, and the explanation for why she likes the depressing room later is just so dumb because it's supposed to be the mirror for the doctor. I hate this.
Oh,
So,
it gets worse when you see actually the scene, what the flashback that's at the very, very end. But we'll talk about that. But once we see that scene, I lose all sympathy for her.
Oh yeah,
but we'll get there.
Yeah, I get more questions than
anything. All right. So, doctor's in the lobby, and he gets his milk and gives Ruby's mug to the guy he wanted to bang.
Yeah.
And
he wanted to fuck Trevor, and Trevor wanted to fuck him.
Then goes back into the TARDIS and subconsciously starts to gear up. And I hated that entire mini monologue. Why am I getting dressed? Why am I taking the screwdriver? Oh, I must have seen something.
And he starts talking to himself even more like a baby. What did you see, buddy? What did you see?
Yeah.
It felt like he was trying to be playful, like how Matt Smith or David Tennant would do. Like maybe they notice something and they're starting to do things and they're just trying to be a little playful with it. But this just felt forced, and I'm retarded. I saw something. I don't know what I saw, but let's go see what I saw.
Yeah, this is very different than Matt Smith's first episode when they're out in that park and he's like, "What did I see? What did I see?" And then it zooms in on his face and it shows what he actually saw a moment ago. That was snap. That was immediate.
And there's also real story behind why he's not quite
right, he's disoriented
generation.
Yep, there's an explanation for it as well.
And Matt Smith can also emote properly and with a look kind of tell it, like when he would turn to be like, yeah, he could give you that side eye. Okay, that's something. Shooty just goes like this.
Whenever Shooty starts emoting, I'm imagining he's ready to get fucked. Like that's the first thing that goes to mind. It's like,
you would be very familiar with that type of face.
Yes, I would. He just every fucking time it gets gayer and gayer.
Yes.
When he's going back and forth with Trev, I shit you not. I'm imagining, okay, you're about to pull out the condom because you guys are going to go back in the TARDIS. It's a matter of time.
There was so much gay sexual tension there. So much. I know we made fun of it with the trailer, but it was actually there in the show.
No, it's the only way that makes sense. They just met each other, and Trevor gets obsessed with him to the point where he is loyal to him for millions of years and overcomes this imprintation from the company. That's got to be love at first sight. There's no other explanation that they're trying to go for that makes the lick of sense. He's not smart enough to realize what's going on initially to make this connection. Oh, this is actually important. This is world ending. He isn't aware of any of that. He's just like, that dude's hot. Oh my God.
Exactly. That's all it is. I don't want to fail him. I will do my utmost best.
All the stuttering and stammering over words.
I'm thinking about your ass.
I'm ready. I'm ready to be with you. I'm ready. Yeah. Let's go do this.
Listen, they weren't subtle at all. Do you have a boyfriend? Oh, I don't have a boyfriend. Oh, do you people want to be alone? Oh my God, what are you doing this? Oh, I didn't write this. It's a her. They had to just shove the gay shit in there constantly.
It's also weird. I was talking to Static about this, and he said it's like check boxes. They're just checking off.
It's literally check boxes, and none of these people would be as open about being gay in the past. Like that woman in the 1800s, just being like, "Yeah, I'm writing a love letter to a woman. What you think about that?"
Yeah,
that was actually a repressive time for homosexuals. They wouldn't openly be saying that. It was illegal.
Buggery was illegal in England.
In World War II, just being like, "Yep, there's some lesbians that live down the road. I'm an old-fashioned man. I think that's weird."
Yeah. So let's skip over to when he's following the Silurian to Joy's room.
Before we get that,
all right.
Why the fuck is the briefcase jumping from person to person to person?
It's trying to find
access.
Higher. It says higher elevated credentials detected or something like that. It's looking for the manager specifically because he has that key card that unlocks any door without being. So a maid would have worked as well.
Well, I mean, to that point, Why did it jump from the normal dude to the bartender?
Because
To
the
then
bartender,
Trev.
he was an employee,
Yeah, the bartender actually worked there.
and then Trev
It-
was
it-
a higher employee, and then the manager
Mhm.
is the manager.
I,
That
I,
actually
don't-
makes sense.
I do agree with Dermy though. Why didn't it just try to get with the receptionist as soon as he was in there? Why did he bother pretending to check in, waiting in the bar? And
Probably-
later on, it shows he's publicly. The briefcase is publicly switching from person to person, so
Yeah,
it's not
and-
about privacy.
Okay, you're
And,
right.
and
You're
it's
right.
also like the briefcase. Like in the beginning, it was like, okay, so like with the guy who's checking in, when he goes to the bar, he sets down the briefcase and then it connects to everybody else. Like you have to do this, like there's a system to doing this. Then it does the same thing to Trev, like sits down, does it. And then when he gets up to the manager, it just connects to him. Trev never sets it down or anything. It just connects.
Yeah, it's
In public.
quick in that situation.
Convenient.
And then why is everybody's eyes blinking like a lizard now? What the fuck?
Yeah, I thought
don't
that was trying to
know.
say that they were the brain people from the
Mhm.
Moffat, Peter Capaldi Christmas episodes, because in the Husbands of River Song and Return of Doctor Mysterio, they had those blinking eyeballs from the brain
Mhm.
people,
Yeah.
completely unrelated.
It's another thing that has either no explanation or a bad explanation. In this case, no explanation. It's just there. So we get to the point where Shooty is following the manager and gets to Joy's room. And you want one more thing?
One more thing. So he does it. Shooty specifically says the best way to tell somebody is to get to the place they're going before they do.
Mhm.
But you don't know where the fuck he's going. So you just why the fuck are you even there? Like you only
don't know.
started following him after he passes you.
Well, and the cold open implies that he's actually looking for someone who's ordered the pumpkin latte
But
and
it
whatnot.
wasn't. He ordered
And-
it.
Yeah, he ordered it. So the cold open was very much like, hey, whoever ordered this is who he's looking for and can get to where the guy's going first. That seemed like a logical plan, but it's his own one. So why is he surprised no one is expecting him? And then why does he take that to be, oh, they're not expecting me? That must mean they're not who I'm looking for.
I don't know. Now, here's the thing. I want to remark on this just because it bugged me as one who cooks. When he brings out, when they go through the whole order thing where, hey, it came out, they started at 30 minutes before you do, and it comes to the table, and he says, but it's still microwaved. No, that's not a microwave sandwich. It had literal grill marks on it from a sandwich press.
Mhm.
That wasn't microwaved.
Who microwaves the sandwich to begin with?
Well, I'll melt cheese quickly on a sandwich if I don't
Yeah,
want to waste time in the oven. But
Cheese on its own, but
yeah. But I mean that was a literal pressed sandwich in a sandwich press. You could see the grill lines on it. To say it's that just bugged me from a personal perspective. Anyway, so
Yeah, you
they're
really
fake
know
grill
how
lines
ovens
they're
work.
painted on.
We had
I
two
don't even
jokes
know.
there at once.
I don't know. Real quick, is that Jed, is that on your side?
Oh,
that's
yes,
a
that
no.
is on my side.
okay, there
Salty
you go.
Traveling Sea dropped a 99-cent super sticker of a poop. I don't know if he's saying we're poop or Doctor Who.
No.
Probably both. No,
Yeah,
I know what he's doing. He's
it-
saying the show is poop, but
show is
we're
shit.
probably poop as well.
Well, I am.
Hey, I took a shower today. I'm fine. Anyway, so all right, now let's get to the room where Joy is now introduced, and you've got Bestie for a Year is going to be in there too.
Uh-oh.
Why the fuck did the manager go into that room?
I don't know.
Yeah, what hotel ever has the one person working the front desk go up with you and show you, hey, here's the room and
Here's
the
the
one
towels
door.
and
Yeah,
the
this is the
towels.
bathroom.
Why did the Solarian manager go to that room?
Because of
No,
Joy.
because of no, he was looking
God.
for a door that went far enough back in time.
I don't know.
But
I don't know.
okay,
I
so
don't
if you know how the system works now, and you're in this dude's head, and you guys like connect to each other, shouldn't you already know which door to go to?
You'd think. And he even says when Joy is possessed, she specifically says, hey, we're not far enough back in time. Maybe we need to go to the top floor. So the briefcase is intelligent. Like you're saying, Jeremy, this briefcase is able to access the memories of the person, the person has its instructions and utilizes their own memories.
Jed, it's your favorite thing, coincidence.
It is coincidence. There's absolutely no logical reason, like you're pointing out, Jeremy, for the manager to go into that room.
But
he
he's in
should
there.
know.
He's in there, and then the craziness happens, and that Joy's talking at them while they're talking. I I had a hard time understanding why this is even happening, and why is she so? I mean, yes, perturbed. Everybody's in a room, but her whole demeanor, trying to demand things of them and explain things, it just there was no proper chemistry here of anything.
Oh, God,
I think that's what got me the most. The
Mhm.
interactions there. We've seen moments where the doctor and a foe and a third party are all talking around each other, but there's in the past when it was done right, there's an eloquence to it. There's a line delivery. There's snappy bit back and forth where the doctor could talk to one person and then turn on a dime and say something witty and clever to the person who's trying to understand it, and then go back and be serious. There was none of that. They're all just talking over each other. Terrible.
Random man bash and then random gay joke.
Oh,
Yeah.
the man bashing was
Yeah,
ridiculous.
what was that all about?
It's like it's a
It's out of
briefcase
nowhere.
mansplaining to you. Well, you're mansplaining to me. Well, oh, this is me. That's all I
I'm
do
the
is
doctor.
mansplain.
I'm the center of mansplaining. What was that line?
He was a woman. He
Yeah,
was,
he
a
was
literal
just
woman.
a woman.
Yeah, not too long ago.
2 forms ago, you were a woman. Well, okay, no, actually, to a point that Adam always brings up, he wasn't, because this is the brand new.
This is a clone.
Oh
This
yeah,
is this
he's
is a
never
clone.
been a woman.
He's never been any, and he's never been with a woman because he's gay.
Yeah.
So it's that whole scene of chaos, and not the kind of chaos Dermy likes, but this is just it's
Yeah.
bad interaction. It's bad writing, bad performances. Nobody has a proper cue. Shooty just here's the thing, Jed in real Doctor Who's does the Doctor ever just blend into the background?
Does it blend into the background? Not usually.
No, Shooty just blends into the scene.
Mm-hmm.
There's no presence. There's no Doctor. It's gone. And then it attaches itself to Joy, and we went through. We mentioned it. The Silurian starts to die, and I thought Shooty might mount him for a second there.
It kind of looked like it.
They're both crying. It was that was
Something
cry
hurt.
check number one.
Yeah.
The worst part about the Silurian dying is it's that version of storytelling that's just so annoying.
It's borderline member-berry bullshit. Hey, everybody,
Well,
you like Silurians, right? Here's
it's
one
not
right
just-
here.
It's not just that; it's telling you what emotions you need to feel
Yeah.
right now.
Mhm.
It's
You're right.
doing that whole thing where
Well-
it's the music is here, they're telling you all this, and then at the end you have fucking Joy possessed mode goes like, "Well, that was sad, wasn't it? Why do I feel sad? Why am I supposed to be feeling this? I don't know this fucker."
Mhm.
Well, it's like that Netflix executive just said. He told his writers to actively write down and say what the characters are doing. Because people aren't they don't believe the audience is paying attention enough to understand what's going on, so they have to spell it out for you. And that's just incredibly insulting to believe that we as an audience can't feel, oh yeah, the doctor's sad right now. Let's tell the audience 3 times that he's sad.
Well, I can't tell that he's sad. It's not like he's crying for every other second.
Yeah. But here's the thing. This whole thing now sets up, like you said, it's false emotion. They're telling us what to feel because we feel nothing at this point. We've known the Silurian for like a minute. He's dying. Big effing deal. It's not like it's the one. It's not like the one from the Tennant era who had the maid with the psychic she was gay with, who was really cool. She was awesome. I forget her name
Matt
right now.
Smith era.
Yeah,
And
it
then
was
Furley
that.
Capaldi.
Okay.
It was both. She was in
'cause-
both.
Yeah. It
Was
was
she in
both.
both?
Yeah, because she Peter Capaldi's first episode took place in Victorian
Yeah.
England with her and
Yeah,
Jenny.
So not like her, who's badass, and we care about her. She's a real character. But this dude, what are you? Why? I don't.
We've
feel-
heard him say one line at this point. What is it?
Yeah.
This the star seed will
The
bloom
will
and
bloom
the flesh will
and the flesh
and the
is
flesh
weak. I
will
don't know.
rise. The flesh will rise.
But I still don't even fucking know what that means.
Listen, there was no flesh rising in this.
It's
episode.
talking about the end of the episode. Apparently, it was the plan the whole time for the people to ascend and no one to get hurt.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it at all.
I don't believe that. But we'll get
This
to that.
evil corporation.
We'll get to that.
That's not the plan.
We'll get to that in a second. We have to go through the next segment first, where now Shooty is trying to deal with Joy in the suitcase because he knows she's going to die. And how bad is it that
Shooty tries to kill her.
Well, yes and no, but let me say this statement here. How bad is it that Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure can get cause and effect time travel better than Doctor Who?
It's really sad.
How sad is that? Because remember in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, at the end, I need my dad's keys. We have to set this up. And it's always, we have to remember to go back and set this up. Otherwise, it won't happen. Logical cause and effect. They're actually saying we have to go do this, which means to go do it. When he's trying to put the code in, doesn't know the code. Is like, wait, it's a time hotel. If I'm just in the right moment, I'll come back. And then, and here, I'll give you the code. Now, at that point, we're asking, okay, there's going to be a logical explanation for where he gets the code.
Like, is he going to go find the evil corporation, get the information from them, or hack into the briefcase when he has time?
Nope.
Or
something.
like what they show us, he's drawing it out, he's looking it out, he's working it out.
Well, and you're going to mention it, part of why this is an issue, but there's also the issue of being well established that Time Lords, when they interact with previous versions of themselves, their previous versions cannot retain the memory of the interaction.
But Jed, it's not a previous version, it's him.
Well, it's still previous in his personal timeline.
Yeah.
So it's a defense mechanism in Time Lord biology to help prevent paradoxes and prevent killing them. So it's actually a bad thing.
We're gonna put a pin in that. Because the
what I'm saying is him just being told the code.
Yeah,
but he wouldn't be able to remember the code.
Before we get too far from like the briefcase itself, he opens it up. He's not the one that closes it, by the way.
She does.
She's the one that closes it because he doesn't care. The time's going down. He was willing to kill her in that moment to figure out what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
That's not the doctor.
The doctor would have been able to guess that there was probably a safeguard in place.
Yes.
That's a good assumption.
The whole thing is that the episode now begins where Shooty, the doctor, doesn't actually do anything.
It's so much wasted time. How long does it take? 15 minutes?
10
this
minutes.
sequence?
No, it was like 15 minutes.
It's longer than 10.
All right, after he yells at himself about being alone, which
is sad.
We've broken that down already. Point is, he's not alone because he chooses to be. It's because things always happen with companions. They leave.
He says it's because he's mysterious that he's always alone.
Yeah,
that's what people like about him. That's what draws people to him.
Yeah.
You're so mysterious and all this. This is why everybody leaves you. People don't leave you outside of one or two people. They don't leave you willingly normally. It's usually tragedy.
We mentioned it. Martha left him because she realized, I got to get out of this. It's not going to be good. Mm-hmm. I have to leave.
She saw that it would probably end badly for her.
Yeah, she would have been,
and her family.
Yeah, she would have been one of the dead companions. She got out of there. Other ones leave because they either complete their journey with him, they find what they're looking for, or they die, or they end up in a not good fate like Rory and Amy, which is like I still hate that that's how they went out. I really hate that's how they went out.
Yeah,
I still do. But it's not true. This is once again going back to what we mentioned earlier. This is Moffat rewriting Moffat. This is Moffat retconning his own shit. I don't know, and I don't understand why. Doesn't make any sense. All right, so now we get locked into the year of wasted time. Oh no, but it's not wasted time because he's learning the joy of living a life day to day. Didn't Matt Smith do that during the whole Cube episode where he hung out for a year?
We don't talk about that episode. That's Chris Chibnall.
That was Chibnall.
Chris Chibnall wrote that episode.
I didn't know he wrote that episode.
But there have been plenty of times where, he finds the value of a day-to-day life and the values of a person. That's the whole reason he has companions, is so he keeps himself grounded. So this isn't new information for him. Mm-hmm. And the whole chair thing, the chair metaphor and the metaphor with the room being sad because you're sad. We'll get to the metaphor later, but that is...
Go finish. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, but... all of that is just antithetical to the doctor. That's not something that he needed to relearn in this moment. John Pertwee lived on Earth for years. He worked for UNIT and his TARDIS was broken. He physically could not leave besides short one-off trips. That was the entire John Pertwee area, at least for the most part.
Yeah.
He's lived on Earth many times.
And that's number 3. That's
Mhm.
number 3.
So
So
he learned that lesson a while ago.
a long time, literally thousands of years ago at this point. Thousands.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so the whole thing with Bessie for a year, it's meaningless.
See, what the Doctor would have done if he found himself trapped and he knew to keep continuity or to save the day from the Starseed, he had to come through that door in 1 year, right? Let's say that situation happened and he was put in the situation, forgetting all the issues with it.
But Jed, he didn't even go through that door. He went to one in New York.
Well, right, the second door that he was aware of in the next year. But let's say, hypothetically, he was in this situation and he knew if he gets to New York in 1 year, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
There's plenty of things to be done. What I would have done if I were in this situation, if for some reason a gun was put to my head and I was told, write this episode, you've got to write after what we've just developed, I would have him go see 14th Doctor, borrow the retired TARDIS, go to the evil corporation, and get the code. That TARDIS
There's
is
an
right
adventure.
next door.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that TARDIS is still around, and that
you mean the
14
real
is
TARDIS?
still around.
You mean
The real
TARDIS?
That
The real
is
TARDIS?
within a couple hours travel at most from where he's at. He's got to get the code for real because the explanation doesn't work later.
Yeah.
And or even if that didn't happen, even if that TARDIS wasn't available, he'd go hang out with UNIT like he did as the third Doctor. He wouldn't just sit around and let bad
Play board
things happen.
games. Play board games for a year.
Yeah,
And
he fundamentally wouldn't
order
do that.
mini TARDISes from Etsy.
God. And yeah, he wouldn't have stayed in that hotel. There's no reason to. If it was the same door that he had to use in 1 year's time, there's almost an explanation for him staying at that particular hotel. But because he has to go to New York, there's no reason to stay there. I actually don't mind the manager lady, the receptionist.
I don't mind her.
She was
It's a situation.
The situation was nonsense, but I think she was the best part of the episode. I kind of liked how she just kind of ignored the Silurian, and I mean, there's a lot of bad things in this episode. But
was she kind of thirsty for Shooty? Was it just me?
She was thirsty for Shooty.
Okay.
She wanted that. She wanted that black gay dick.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she definitely did. But on par with the other things in this episode, I didn't dislike her like pretty much everything else.
She's a non-entity to me. She's non-entity. I don't count her as good or bad in this.
My whole thing with her is why the hell are we even here? Like,
that's it. That's about it.
What's the purpose of all this? Why aren't we doing? And then how the fuck does he get to New York?
Well, it wasn't Christmas. It just said December 2025, so he probably just took the plane.
So yeah, he had the job at the hotel, had a little money saved up, and probably just bought a
Despite
ticket.
the fact that he could have psychic papered his way there no matter what. Because the psychic paper is apparently working now. Now it's apparently
psychic
working.
paper can predict the future.
Yeah. Real quick, whose is this?
That's mine.
Okay.
Miss Lisa, excuse me. Miss Lisa Pertwee, member for 6 months. Thank you. I stopped watching less than 10 minutes in. Worst 10 minutes of my time ever spent. Utter garbage.
Well, that's why we're here for you, Lisa. We watched it all the way through so you can enjoy us suffering.
I watch it twice.
Well, that's
you poor man.
I don't know why. Doctor Who's the only show I do that. I did not do that with any other show we did this year. It's just Doctor Who, and I don't know why I do that.
You like to torture yourself. You're a masochist. You like it.
I think it's just fun with Doctor Who.
Thank you, Lisa, for Dermy's membership message.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get to now the sticking point where it's all said and done, and we now get back to the Time Hotel, and he goes through the whole thing, gives the code, and then he tries to explain it. The code never existed. It came out of nowhere. We have to be okay with it.
Like the universe.
And don't worry about me seeing myself because the hotel is protected for paradox. Moffat thinks that is a good enough explanation.
It's not. It's the only explanation we get. It's basically plot armor.
No.
It wouldn't affect causality just because the time windows are in close geographical position to each other on one end. That doesn't fit with the causality of Doctor Who. That it doesn't fit with Doctor Who's lore. And then the code coming out of nowhere. That
I hate that the most.
That doesn't make any sense. Like if they had done something like it's a closed loop or something like that, it had no origin, they'd be a little bit closer to the mark. But still, he's like, yeah, I just made up a code. Well, then why didn't you just make up a code instead of going
in that moment?
A loop? Yeah.
What?
It's worthless.
I hate fucking time loop shit because it always hurts your head. It's stupid. It doesn't work. And then you have to sit there and think, okay, so the numbers just magically appeared. So then where does this all begin? What happened? I fucking hate it.
If this were to fit with Doctor Who lore, the time window thing isn't fixing anything. But the Doctor from the future needs to hand young Doctor a note that because his memory is going to be wiped as soon as future Doctor leaves the room. It says, hey, you're in this situation. You need to go find whatever the corporation's called and get the code so that you can have it be at this place. They have all that information for him, which he's already gathered, but he doesn't have the capacity to remember the Doctor talking to him, and he has to go get the code. That's how it works. And that wouldn't be a difficult thing to show and would be much more interesting to watch.
Because what do we watch from this point on? We watch 5 minutes of him insulting Fat Joy in order to get her an emotional reaction so the briefcase lets her go. But it's also him talking about himself.
None of that makes any sense. The TARDIS isn't gross. The TARDIS console room reflects the personality of the Doctor that's using it. So if that whole you chose to stay in that crappy little room on Christmas because you believe you deserve a crappy little room, it would be the grunge phase. That actually has an explanation. The 9th and 10th Doctor's grunge style of the console room is a reflection of how he feels after the Time War, his tortured mentality, and then the chaoticness of Matt Smith and whatnot. But it actually makes sense why he's in a grunge phase right there, because he just thought at least he killed his entire species.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a thing. Here's a thing. How the fuck does your goddamn hotel room that you don't really get to choose reflect you?
Yeah,
that makes no sense. That is always, listen. I've been in many hotel rooms in my life. I don't choose. Nobody chooses a hotel room. You're assigned it when you check in, unless you got the presidential suite. Screw that moment where they bust in on people on their wedding night. Fuck that, dude.
That was
they were just mean. Yeah, there was no reason for that.
Yeah, and not right. And right.
Outside specialty rooms that cost money.
Yeah.
The only other things that you get to choose is maybe, do you want to overlook?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Sometimes your view.
Back in my day, there was smoking and non-smoking.
There's how many beds, what type of bed. It's like that's the only thing you can choose.
It's not usually about what you deserve in a hotel room. It's about what you can afford. You pick a hotel based on how much money you have. So it's like, oh, you're poor. You think you deserve less, don't you? That's kind of what the episode's saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know if this is me just saying it because apparently I'm a poor. That room didn't look that bad. Like, it wasn't great or anything, but it was perfectly acceptable.
Normal. It was normal.
For what she was gonna do with it, it was fine.
Sit there and look at the wall. Yeah. Now, it didn't have a TV, so maybe that's.
I have a laptop.
I don't know. Well, she didn't have anything. I don't know. But
well, we don't know what was in her bags.
Food.
Other things. She did mention she knows about those hotels.
This isn't Japan with a love hotel, Jeremy. Anyway, but they go through the whole yelling thing, and here I wouldn't necessarily call it political, but I find it retarded that they stooped COVID into this.
Oh God.
It comes out of the blue. It's not political, but I don't mind it. I don't know.
If it were done well, I think it would be fine. It's when we saw the scene that I had a problem with.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. The Moffat, and I'm sure RTD was looking over his shoulder while he did this. These are people that were all for the events of COVID.
So
these are not people. These are not the people who were angry about those situations.
You also have to remember that during COVID, they over in the Britain, it was the Conservative Party that was in charge then, and that was screwing it up from my recollection. I could be getting that wrong. And
it was Boris Johnson, I think, and they don't like him. Yeah, it was
Boris Johnson. They don't like him, but yes, they like the restrictions. But I will say, there's animus there. There is something that people do like having a plot point like that. I do think is
that was a legitimate thing that happened. But these people who are writing this were not the people that were involved in those type of situations. That's my point.
And my major problem with it is she acted like it was her fault that this happened. If this was COVID, that wouldn't be her choice. She would have been forced to do that.
And to your point, Jed, this is why I think they dropped the ball. Because you want to know what would have been a great moment to have Shooty say? Should have had Shooty say, it wasn't your fault, it was their fault. You followed the rules.
Yeah, and
They dropped the fucking ball on a plot point that I was liking.
And you know what the real doctor would have done?
Yeah.
He would have taken her to see her mom.
Yeah. Really
Because
taking her to
there's
see her
a
mom.
way to prevent it. It's not like Rose interacting with her dad.
Yeah.
She can't save her mom. Well,
Yeah.
at least we hoped she couldn't. We thought she couldn't.
Well, she sort of
But-
did at the end of this.
I don't know what the hell
when we
happened.
get to that scene, I really want to talk about that scene. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
The actual scene. with
That
the mom.
moment. Yeah, we'll get
But-
right there.
I have questions.
Yeah.
I've liked.
But before we move on to the Starseed, though, there's one last thing about Joy's room in particular I want to talk about, if that's
go.
all right.
Go ahead, go for it.
All right. So the episode acts like it's some big mystery to the universe. Like Stephen Moffat's really good with, at least in the past, he was good about bringing up actual mysteries of the world and trying to explain them in Doctor Who lore.
Mhm.
Like the feeling like someone's in the room with you and you turning, nobody's there. Like he's done this in the past, and he tried to do that in this episode with there's a door you don't know that goes anywhere. This is a big mystery. No one's ever explained this. I'm going to do it. And even the Doctor's like, wow, this solves a universe altering mystery that there's a door in a hotel room sometimes.
Mm.
And I don't know if I was the only person who that didn't work so well for me, because I'm aware of the existence of adjoining rooms.
Yeah, that was gonna be my comment when you finish this. Yeah, it's a thing called adjoining rooms, which I've had many times with family.
I've like once, and it was a family. I was
Yeah.
I was alone in the other room, and my parents and sister were in the other.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah. There's no mystery door. I've never encountered a door that is locked. It's adjoining rooms. It's that simple. Been there, done
It's
that.
really not complicated.
So it's retarded. So
I mean, if you found a door that was like on the outside of a building, you could be confused about a specific door. But acting like this is a universal mystery
Why
is
the hell is
ridiculous.
what?
real quick to this whole point? One, how's a tent connected to all this? I don't fucking know. But two,
How is that a hotel?
back to the hotel. Why is it walled off? Why is there bricks there?
Well, because the connection's broken. So the bricks are contemporary. The time window gets slotted just in front of the bricks. The portal to the actual hotel.
This goes to my other question. Who fucking made the portal? How?
Jeremy, don't ask for world building.
Someone at the time, I mean, we know in the distant future that humans have the ability to time travel. Well, that's actually a continuity issue. Captain Jack Harkness is from 1,000 years in the future, I believe, after the events of the Time Hotel, and their time manipulation is rudimentary at best. How did the human race have 10 times better time manipulation before Captain Jack?
Well, we had better CGI before, because the CGI for the Time Hotel City, that was horrendous. Though that CGI was just bad.
Like you go back to the girl in the fireplace. They explained how all these time portals were made. They explained how they did all this. But here it's like, okay, so then how do you make the link, and why is it? And normally, just
I'm gonna say it again.
When I start thinking about it, why would
building.
somebody ever build a hotel like the real world hotel? Why would you ever build a hotel that has a door that opens up and it's just a brick wall?
Because it's
why would you do
subliminal,
that?
Dermy. They're supposed to do it for the Time Hotel. I don't know.
Fuck off.
Some people have been talking about that's why Anita was so confused all the time and why she was oblivious to what was going on and purposely not paying attention, because they had done stuff to her brain to make her build that door.
Anyway,
That's retarded.
It's retarded.
While Shooty tries to make Joy angry, they end up at 65 million years BC room. And
Which who built it contemporarily? Like Dermy said, that's the bigger one. Is who built that loft?
They went there and made it themselves. I mean, they
The
had
Silurians did it.
Well, no, he wasn't Silurian. The hotel wasn't built by Silurians.
Yeah, it was a treehouse.
He was kidnapped by the
right.
Silurian manager was kidnapped by the Time Hotel as a baby.
Yeah. So, but during that whole thing, let's get to the part now where he gets it off. He's like, "Oh, evil people make stuff like this. They always use a logo." Jed, tell us about this old villain that the Doctor's faced so many times.
Well, we've encountered it once, as far as I remember, in the landmine episode from Shooty's season.
Yeah.
And Valengard, I think is what it's called.
Valengard. And
Villengard.
Here's how my mind would go to that it's being a wordplay for Valeyard, but they're not that smart. They're not
It
that
might be. Yeah,
They're not that
I
It's
don't.
supposed to be the people that made the sonic screwdriver and all that stuff.
What?
Yeah, and my back during Boom when I brought up Villain Guard, they were like, "This is the people that made the sonic screwdriver, the company that the Doctor destroyed," and they even reference it back in like David Tennant's. No, not David Tennant. Guy before David Tennant. Why am I blanking on his
Christopher
name?
Eccleston.
Eccleston.
Eccleston. The whole.
I
like,
don't
sonic
remember
back-
Oh no, they built no, the Gardens of Villain Guard. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That was he didn't get the Sonic from there, but they did mention it where
Yeah.
they had other Sonic technology that
Yeah.
Captain Jack assumed he got his Sonic from.
Yeah,
It was a false assumption, but yeah, I do remember what you're talking about in the "Are You My Mommy?" the Doctor Dances episode.
But
yeah,
my point is
that's
this.
where it comes from.
This is not some enemy he's faced, some old enemy he's faced over and over again. They've existed for a season. And they didn't even do anything. It was nanny bots and medical bots.
Moffat hates them because evil anti-corporation Moffat.
Oh yeah, that was the thing. Even in Moffat's later era, we were getting some political messaging, and it was very anti-capitalist at the end of Capaldi's era with Moffat.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, this episode was like, evil corporations can't help but advertise and have a PR team because evil must logo, and none of this makes sense from evil. Like they don't understand capitalism. It's fundamentally true that they don't understand capitalism because every time they show evil capitalists, it's like, oh, they're willing to kill as many people as they want to help their bottom line. But every time that they do, what they're trying to do hurts their bottom line.
It's comically evil. Like it's not even. It doesn't even make sense. It's like, go all the way back to like the most comic book thing, and that's how evil. I wouldn't be surprised if magically Moffat makes the Villain Guard CEO and he has a pencil mustache and he's twirling it like.
Oh, we got a whole season 2. Well, I guess that's the villain. That might be the villain for season 2. They've been setting it up for 2 seasons now.
They haven't set shit up.
Well, I'm being facetious here. Okay, come on.
They're just evil.
They're just evil, Corpo. So they get the whole thing, and it's recording, and we get the explanation, which we've seen the clip. We've gone over the clip in the past. It's the star all the time. Then the dinosaur shows up, it swallows it, and they run away. It's that horrible CGI T-Rex. And before we get on to the
takes control of the dinosaur,
apparently until it poops it out. And it pooped it out in like complete normal shape. It didn't digest it at all, apparently.
Yeah.
Real quick, clearly over on Jed's section.
Nope, mine.
That's yours. Oh,
yep, from me.
Why is he?
I'll accept it. Dom can use his member message over here to talk to Jed. Hey, guys.
At least Biggles talks to me.
Yeah.
On mine.
Hey, guys. Hey, Jed, you going to be at MegaCon again? If you are, see you there. Yeah, Dom, Jed is also streaming this, so you can super chat him, but I'll accept the free member message.
Yeah. Hey, Dom, we'll see you in a little while on chat.
See you, buddy.
But to answer that, as of right now, yes, I will be at MegaCon, at least at the meetup. I haven't gotten my passes or whatnot to the con itself, but to the meetup, whenever that's going to be, definitely will be there.
Excellent. All right. Thank you, Dom. Okay, so we're now at the point where
we have another member message. There's another member message while we're doing it.
Oh, did I miss it? Biggles. Where did that?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Oh, that didn't pop up on my. I did not pop up on my on here for some reason. Okay, I see it. There it is. I got it. There you go. Hey, all right, Biggles.
This is over on my side. Biggles Metz, member for 19 months, says, "Hey guys, no Christmas specials exist after Rivers of Song." That was a fantastic one. I don't have problems with Return of Dr. Mysterio though. The Superman one, I think that one's okay. And Twice Upon a Time, if they don't make fun of the first Doctor at every single opportunity, that one would be all right as well. And if Jodie Whittaker didn't show up at the end.
Yeah. I really did like Robert Husbands.
That was a great one.
I really liked
the only one I really dislike is the one. Oh, no, that wasn't a Christmas special, was it? Where Santa comes in and it's like the brain crab thing. And
that was Peter Capaldi's first Christmas special.
Yeah,
that was the last Christmas. The alien one, that one was weird.
I've mind wiped myself on that one. I don't remember.
I remember it now and then. It is.
Yeah. Nick Frost is in the episode as Santa Claus. He's the real Santa Claus.
Oh, now I remember it.
It's not good.
It's not good. All right. Thanks, Biggles, for that. And over on my side, Drace Fraser 360 for 20 British pounds. Hail, gents and Dermy. RTD's meddling of the war games is his biggest crime this year. Retconning the war chief as a pre-Delgado master, showing future doctors and Jody as possible faces and removing season 6B from canon.
That was awful. Have you guys heard about that?
No, I wasn't.
So
watching.
with the anniversary this year and Christmas lead up and whatnot, they colorized one of the classic episodes of Doctor Who, the final arc with the second Doctor before he regenerates. Have you guys ever seen that season or know how he regenerates?
It's
Second
been a long
Doctor?
time since I've seen it.
So it was the last arc in black and white, but they hadn't picked the new Doctor yet, so we don't actually see
Off
his
camera,
face change. Yeah, it's off camera, and then the next season starts. It's in color. John Pertwee falls out of the TARDIS, and his TARDIS is broken. And the story is the Time Lords don't like what he's been doing, the Doctor's been doing, so they force him to regenerate and exile him to Earth. And they do. There's a scene at the end where it's like, all right, well, we might let you pick one of your faces if you're quick about it. So they show him a few potential faces that he could have. And he's like, oh, that one's too old. Oh, that one's too young. Oh, that one's too skinny. Just a bunch of like reasons why he wants to stay himself. And then they're like, screw it. We're going to make you regenerate anyway. And then it becomes John Pertwee. Well, what they did is they didn't just colorize it. They changed the potential doctors to real future doctors. We see Jodie Whittaker. It's like, oh, that one's too young. Oh, we see David Tennant. Oh, that one's too skinny. They were just like crew members, I think. They were just random people that are like, yeah, they'll be potential doctors. And they made them all real doctors. And then the villain of that arc, the war chief, they just randomly kind of like, oh, yeah, he's kind of the doctor. They like redubbed the master. They redubbed a line to make it seem like he was the master. The Master wasn't introduced until several years after this. The Master didn't exist yet during the Second Doctor's era.
Yeah,
and it changes the whole thing because the Master and the Doctor have a childhood relationship. They were close friends, and we see that in the initial Master introduction. But the War Chief and the Second Doctor have no familiarity with each other to that personal level.
It's retarded. I hate retconning. I mean, sometimes if you've been doing something for so long and you've stepped in it and you have to do a small retcon, I've had to do it myself. Or you missed something, you forgot something, you have to say, "Oh, I shouldn't have done this because I forgot this contradicts it." You have to do it, but this is actively destroying history, and that's retarded. And over on Jed's side, Dom H 50.
Holy shit! Got a 50. I can't do it as well as Beardo. Wow, Dom. Hey. All is forgiven, mate.
All good. Hey, Jed. All right, there we go. All right, let's
Howdy, Dom.
Let's get back to thank you all for being so generous. Okay, so now the dinosaur is going to poop it out, and they have to find the room. And at this point, I'm going to ask a question: what is Joy as a character?
Fat and sad.
She's there.
She's there. I like that. She's there.
She's not in a whole lot of the episodes. What does she have? 3 scenes?
Basically, she for all the promotion that they're putting this chick in there, for all they talk about that Bridgerton chick was going to be a big thing about this, she's barely in the episode. Hell,
Anita's more of a character than
Anita's
her.
more of a character. Exactly.
Yep.
She gets more character development. So they eventually go to a tomb, and I know Dermy caught it. Jed, I'm sure you caught it. This is fucking Mavity.
They did. He's obsessed with doing that. He hasn't been Gravity once since that special.
Fuck that. I hate that. I truly and honestly, thoroughly, through every blood and pore and bone in my body, hate it.
Because it wouldn't fucking happen.
It doesn't make sense. It's a bastardized Isaac Newton, and it takes away Isaac Newton's accomplishments.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like he only knows this because he happened to overhear some people.
So they have to do this whole thing now to get the door off the tomb. And also, is it just me, or is it not really a tomb because there were open stairs at the back of it?
Yeah, that was so weird. You open it up and that's where the staircase was? So if you had been on the surface, not in this room, you just see a staircase and at the bottom a briefcase.
Yeah.
It's not protected.
Why would the hotel even have a room to go there?
It's not a hotel. It's a tomb. least we think it's a tomb. They say
Well,
it's
why would the Time Hotel have a stop off there?
I guess
I
we'll
don't
find out in a
because
second.
it would be sealed. It would be sealed off, so nobody's in there. But then the way to get in there is through the back.
Yeah. Anyway, so we get this whole sequence with the train and the rope and then this and then that, and you find out the chick on the train is gay, and the dudes in the tent are, "What are you doing here?" and shooting very bad CGI, going "Yeehaw!" and
He
throwing
also
the hook.
stole.
And
Why are you taking that? Because it's there.
because it's there.
Oh,
Now-
and I love how they had to skip him climbing out of the train. So it was just two stable green screen shots. There was nothing for him to interact with.
And that's the Doctor's big thing in the episode. He throws a grappling hook with rope on tracks. That's his,
Yeah,
Jed, that's his
think that
clever
would
move.
That's a clever move. Yeah, it was very small. I think there's easier ways to move a stone.
Yeah, I get, and not without putting the entire Orient Express in danger. He could have derailed the Orient Express.
Yeah, he would have. I don't know how that all works. Because it's time window.
He could have done other things. Well, if the rope had been able to withhold and damage the end of the time window, what happens when a time window is damaged like that?
Hey, you know what? Why don't you use the TARDIS? Why did you need? You could have tied the rope to the TARDIS, and the TARDIS could have yoinked it off. TARDIS could have spun, and you'll go. You didn't have to do this thing with the Orient Express. That was ridiculous.
Or just use the psychic paper and say, "Hey, employee standing over there, can you help me pull this? It's blocking the exit for the tourists."
Joy had the manager's key card. What happened to the key card?
She dropped it,
I guess. So he pulls it off, and Joy sees it and starts to talk to it like it's a baby.
Yeah.
And then she eats it.
She does eat it.
She eats it.
Goes inside her.
Fatty ate it.
The implication that it doesn't make sense. The people were all merged with the briefcase. Okay, well, at least their likenesses were, but somehow it also downloaded their consciousnesses, and then the briefcase downloaded them into the star for some reason.
I guess.
And the company was like, "Hey, we're really evil. We want to, send these people, mind control them, and convince them that it's important that the star is born." But then they actually want to see the star born, and it's a good thing. Yeah. It's no longer a evil corporation thing, because the corporation wins. They have their baby star. They can go get the energy from it.
But it's one of those things where it's like, so the star became sentient at the end, and then decided it didn't want to do that thing.
It became one of the most historical stars.
I think this gets into sacrilegious territory. I'm not Christian myself, but I don't like the religious implications of this episode
all right, so we get the big speech. I'm the star, I'm this, I'm Joy, and she ate it, and she's gonna rock it off, and
she was named after herself.
Oh, God, good. And now the star, and at first I thought, how has everybody seen the star? And I realized, okay, wherever they were before the reveal, okay, it must have been far enough back in time before modern
that
civilization.
Affects everyone. Mm-hmm.
So everybody sees it. And it's this bright star in the sky, and everybody feels joy when they see it. And then at one point, Jed, you want to talk about this? We see the moment where her mom dies, or right before she dies.
Well, will we talk about the city she was over in the past afterwards?
Well, that's because that's the final reveal. That the final reveal? Didn't that
is it the final reveal? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that. So throughout the episode, we hear Joy talking about, my mom died because, in COVID, I wasn't allowed to go see her. So I talked to her with an iPad, and it was my fault that happened, which doesn't make sense. And then at the end of the episode, near the end, we see the mom in the hospital room dying with her iPad. And this is what made me lose all sympathy for Joy. It was a video message. It was a recording of Joy saying goodbye. It wasn't FaceTime. She didn't even bother to call her mom, who was on her deathbed, and say her final goodbyes. That she had the ability to. That is absolutely her fault. That 100% makes her culpable.
I did not pick that part up.
I didn't pick it up either.
It was a recording. She sent her mom a message.
I missed that.
It wasn't FaceTime. That's what I was like. Okay, so you didn't care about your mom. Yeah, you kind of deserve to torture yourself.
But then she absorbed her into this. How is that possible? That star is light years away.
And
what?
it kind of killed her mom then, because
Yeah,
it was before she naturally died.
So I find the ending a little wholesome, but when I get to that part, I start thinking either your mom died and then became a part of you, or you killed your mom. What of these things is?
Yeah, what is it? Did her mom die because she killed her, and she died naturally? What happened?
If she hadn't become a star, would she have survived?
I was about to ask that question.
Because I find the ending wholesome. I choose to believe that she died and then magically became a part of the
I don't
Space
find it
Star.
wholesome.
I don't know
I find
how.
it retarded.
Because it's
massively
all retarded.
Yeah.
It's retarded. Don't get me wrong. It's
Yeah.
stupid. But then if I didn't like the ending, I probably would look at it. You killed your mother and then absorbed her.
Yeah.
Because you were sad. Because now I'm learning that you didn't even call her. You sent her a video.
And now she's one with her mom in the star. And then we get to the reveal where Shooty looks up and says, "Oh, of course, you are Joy. Joy to the world, our Lord is born." It's the star. You did. Oh, you're half right. You're half right.
Yeah.
We didn't actually get Jesus.
They cucked out at the end.
But we got the birth of Jesus because it's the star over Bethlehem that is clearly guiding everybody to Jesus.
That's a problem. Previous doctors and showrunners knew to avoid that conversation. That I think the doctor's even been asked what's the truth behind Jesus, and he refused to tell the companion because it's none of his business. And the showrunners as well, they're like, yeah, that's a can of worms that we don't want to get into with the public.
I go right back to what I said at the beginning of the stream. Stephen Moffat is self-indulging himself on this. Look what I can do. I'm Stephen Moffat. I can do this. Even though I said before I couldn't.
I feel like that. I do feel they kind of cucked out because they don't show Jesus. They just here's Bethlehem by, but it's like you brought up the sacrilegious, and I don't remember in the Bible, wasn't the star an angel?
It wasn't a fat bitch.
It's
I know that.
It's not my section of the Bible, guys, so I don't know.
Well, she does rise up like an angel. She does kind of look like an angel, so maybe the shepherd saw her too.
All I know is that
the sacrilegious part, and I'm trying to remember, was the star caused by an angel in the Bible? Now I'm starting to think
know.
Yes, it was the divine star. And
so she's God now?
Maybe she's God.
Maybe Fat Joy is God?
I'm actually starting to. I still like the ending. It seems wholesome, but
Did she put a little bit of star in Mary now? Is that what we're talking? This is what you just said. We should not be opening this can of worms.
No.
Yeah. We shouldn't be going into religion at all. I don't want the doctor to interact with any world religions, Christianity or otherwise, unless it's something like a modern one like Scientology might be a little funny. Like maybe he accidentally created Scientology. I'd be all right with that.
Satan Pit was great. Satan Pit, that's a whole different thing.
That's completely separate.
And we're talking about evil and stuff like that. That was different. That wasn't so much religious, but evil. Unstoppable evil. So,
and it was something that he couldn't even figure out.
Yeah, and he didn't want to. He's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. This is it. So this is, to Jed's point again, this is can of worms they shouldn't open. I don't even want to be talking about this. We should. This is dumb. I rolled my eyes very hard. I went, "Oh, you are unfucking believable. You guys did this." And I thought Dermy was half right. Jesus was there, just they didn't go all the way there.
We do have Jay Fraser is correct. The 10th Doctor did mention being at the birth of Christ, but he didn't say what actually happened, and it might have just been a throwaway joke. But yeah, a throwaway joke like that, I think is fine. Like I took the last room.
But now here it is. But Jed, now he was there. There he was, right there.
Yeah,
there it was.
If you mention like, I saw this and then walked away, don't like delve into it. I think that's one thing. But like, this is you're there now.
You're participating in the events.
Yeah, you were there. I don't know if it's sacrilegious or anti-Christian, but because I don't feel like I want to jump that far because I don't remember a whole lot. But it's
enough for me to say it's wrong.
It is wrong. Like I like the ending. I find it wholesome. But
it's not supposed to be pro-Christian. It's not supposed to be a Christmas message.
Yeah, the whole like this is the half-eaten donut. Okay, it's like it's edible. It's wholesome. It's not the worst thing in the world, but the implications are.
I don't like it.
I don't know if we
really
want to be
no reason why it should be included.
And
there's other famous stars in history.
And that was it. That's the episode.
Yeah.
What the hell did we just talk about for an hour? I thought we'd be done faster. We just spent an
A
hour.
fat
on this
bitch
shit.
becoming a star.
She ate a star. She's fat. She's always hungry.
But so this goes back to, again. I'm
I'm sorry. And then Anita gets a job at the Time Hotel.
Okay. There's that.
Right, yeah.
I don't know
Which
what's going
good
to happen
for
to
her.
her hotel.
Good
Yeah,
for
good for
her.
her. Good for her. I don't know what's happening to her.
I'd
hotel.
rather her be the actual companion than Fat Bitch Monday or Sunday.
Monday.
I'd rather Anita be the companion than any of them. I like Anita more than the Jodie Whittaker companions. Like, I don't like her. I just don't dislike her.
Well, in one little scene, she got more character development than all of Jodie companions got.
Yep.
You know that Anita's kind of just lonely. That's about it. And she's actually a fun kind of person.
She wants to play board games. Nothing wrong with that. And she does her job. She's not a slacker.
She's kind of simple.
The promotion is cool. You know, she gets a promotion and join the Time Hotel.
The chair is stupid though. The chair conversation.
Chair is dumb.
Have a chair.
Have a chair.
What?
Why did you say, hey, when you hang out? No, guys, say have a chair. Instead of have a seat, have a chair.
Have a chair.
Like when you sit down and you think about this episode, it's just things happen. And Static was right. He said it's checkbox. It's just here. We're done.
Yeah. And so
if the doctor hadn't interfered, though, how many people die?
They don't. Well, technically
The
they don't die. They don't die. They're absorbed in the star.
I don't believe his involvement made a impact.
All right. So once again, this is the reoccurring theme of Shooty's season. The doctor does nothing, accomplishes nothing, saves nobody.
Because it was still
actually, to push back on you, Jed, one person wouldn't have died if the doctor wasn't there. Joy. Joy would be alive if the doctor wasn't there because she took the briefcase.
That's true.
Because
the Siluran would have just turned around because she has no elevated privileges.
Exactly.
So there would be no reason.
Joy would have been in this.
No.
Joy died because of the doctor.
No. You know what? It would have gone to her anyway because the star would have sensed that she's the only one that could hold it. She's fat.
At that point, the briefcase was still in charge. The star hadn't evolved. But yeah, they would have still. They chose the 65 million years ago room. That room was already chosen, and it would have still taken the same amount of time to evolve, and would have been at Bethlehem. Would have been the Bethlehem star. Either way.
It would have been at Bethlehem, though. It shouldn't be at Bethlehem because Joy's the one that said it would be blossoming in 2024, not at Bethlehem.
Mm-hmm.
So why did it blossom then?
Because she ate it.
Was
Keep coming back to that because she ate it. It's okay. I know you are.
If someone's going to say that the corporation had some way of going back and retrieving it or whatnot, that should have been included because it's still the door they wanted the star to go through. It's still
they did say the corporation was going to go back and grab it. Okay, so then nobody.
All right,
doctor did nothing.
We say that?
There's no logical anything.
There's no point. The corporation killed 4 people and that's it. And they made a star. Good.
All right,
that happened.
It's done. It's over. And this is and on the information tag, this is season 2, episode 00. So we are now officially into season 2. It's the ID when I on the file says.
I mean, it makes sense because the
last one.
Although
it was season 1, yeah.
I guess you could do that because then the ratings are only calculated for 2024. So
So
go ahead.
Jed. No, you first, Jed.
Oh, I was just going to say, as Derby's pointed out, we can definitely say that this is the worst viewed Christmas special ever.
Which is the next thing. Yes. Derby, bring it up.
I got the it brought up right here. So here's our ratings for 2024, and we scroll right on down here to worst overnight Christmas special in the entirety of all of Doctor Who. This includes the 70s when there was less people and fewer screens in the world, and it beat out its predecessor from 2023.
Well, in that one, we learned about snowballing.
Yeah. So, no, we learned about snowmanning. Snowballing was because of somebody else.
Sorry, snowmanning. No. I don't know my gay terms. I'm sorry.
And the Consolidated isn't going to save this. It's still the worst viewed Christmas special ever.
when I was doing, I was going over this with Static, and I was looking at these. Like, if you go back to this, it only raises up by like 3 million, okay? Because it's a special, people are going to watch it. About 3 million, probably more like 2 million. So if we do
this
that
isn't
here,
breaking 7.
yeah, it's not going to break 7. I think it might 6 million. That might be it, but that's still not
Yeah.
that's not a
Yeah.
win.
Pathetic.
Yeah. This isn't a
Pathetic.
win. This isn't a pathetic. This is pathetic, and it's just continuing the long trend that you're doing worse than 70s.
And you're losing more of Disney's money, which
Yep.
is always a good thing.
And you wonder why Disney's not committal. You wonder why BBC hasn't even been committal. You wonder why people aren't committal.
I want to commit myself after seeing this a little bit.
I mean, I
might be losing it.
I want that third season.
Long gone are the days when Doctor Who could pull in 15 million overnight views.
Yes.
So long. Because here we are.
Was just blowout success.
This is the end. Or this is the beginning of season 2, where, to quote Jay Fraser, we will get to see Billy Gibson and her assets again. They'll be back for a little bit, but we also get Monday, or as I like to call her, Fugly Chick from Andor. They will be there. And listen, do we know when this is dropped? Because it's done. They're done. They filmed it. It's over. It's in the can.
Assumingly April.
Yeah, about April. The trailer came out after this, and I can't tell you what the fuck's about to happen.
There's nothing in it besides, Millie's in it. Good.
Millie, Monday, Doctor, and then I think it's the old bint from that was like.
Oh, they're bringing her. Well, she's the one that she's mysteriously bad from the end of last season, whatever. Listen, season 2 is going to be a train wreck, and we're going to be here for it.
But guys, you don't understand. It was ranked number 5 TV show wise on Disney Plus.
Disney chose that. Guess what beat this show in overnight viewership? Wallace and Gromit came in with a 9.
That's good old fashioned stop motion claymation too, eh?
Stop motion claymation, actually wholesome family show beat out Doctor Who.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going over an article. It was Yahoo just consolidates articles and just reposts it. But I was reading this article that was the BBC takes Christmas, and like spot 1, 2, 3, and 4 all have these wonderful paragraphs made about them, like talked about how good they did, and then they got down. Yeah, Doctor Who came in like spot 6 of the top 10 on Christmas, and they just say, "Yeah, I got this many views. Moving on."
That's so sad. Doctor Who should be top 3 at least.
Top 3 or 4. Top 3 or 4.
Listen, it's done. It's done. This is it. And now I don't even think there'll be a Christmas special after this one. Not if they use that as the launch point for another season. When this is done, I think it's done.
Well, we still have the spin-off show, The War Between Land and Sea, just finished filming.
Do we have to watch that?
We don't necessarily have to watch it. I'll probably watch it, but I just mean there's still some Doctor Who content.
That's the unit show, right?
That's the unit spin-off. We're using another one of the actors from Voyage of the Damned, Alonzo, the midshipman. He's one of the main characters as somebody else.
I think there's only 5 episodes for that one.
Yeah, it's nothing crazy.
But
Russell's been very clear. Disney has not renewed them. Whatever Shooty said about filming next year, he got in trouble for that. So I don't think it's true.
I think they were talking about how they were filming.
That was a little pillow talk that he probably shouldn't have mentioned.
I think that was him saying, "Yeah, we're because he was talking about they were still filming." I'm pretty sure that was them talking about filming, either finishing filming season 2 or talking about the.
He specifically said season 3 though.
Yeah, well, it's Shooty. He's retarded.
He's retarded.
All right, real quick before we wrap up, Jay Fraser has a question for Jed. Have you seen that Big Finish is doing the Ruth Doctor and she'll be meeting War Doctor during the Time War?
I actually did see that.
I didn't see that one. I haven't been following Big Finish in a long time. Big Finish is great back in the day. Like the 8th Doctor Adventures especially I love because we only got the TV movie of him in the short special for the 50th anniversary. We need more 8th Doctor, and those are great. But
the only reason I knew that was happening is because I like to check in on Mr. Retardus, even though he blocked me. Because he's my stan barometer. I check him out for like Dr.
He's your
Who.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Who?
The guy who He's the guy who I'll go to, like, I'll look at his Twitter, I'll look at his YouTube, go like, what are you thinking about this?
Oh,
'Cause I
he
wanna
got in trouble
see.
with the stands because he suggested that Ruby killed her mother at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah,
He got in trouble
he-
for that.
he also kind of got in trouble for pointing out that they touch Christianity and he doesn't like it.
Well,
It's funny to watch him, but he's not a toxic fan, guys. We are.
watch stands eat each other. They'll always eat each other. They'll eat their own.
Yeah, it's funny to
inevitable.
go watch him sometimes.
It's funny.
All right, we're done. We're done. I'm hungry. I want to go make some pork fried rice. So
And I still need to get set up for Saturday charity, which
yeah, I'm gonna be a little late because I first got to.
I'm starting it a little late.
Let's start at
we went a
9.
little
We can
bit-
start at 9. Let's go at 9.
Yeah, 9 for you.
9. Okay, yeah, let's go at 9. Download Dark Tide. Anyway, all right. Jeremy, pimp your channel.
We
How's
got
it going?
Saturday charity coming up 8 p.m. my time, 9 p.m. Eastern. So you guys figure it out. And gonna try to play Dark Tide. I still need to finish downloading it.
And then you got to do
Keyword is
the
try.
then you got to do the prologue. You got to do like 20 minutes of prologue.
I could do that's not gonna be
Yeah,
that bad
yeah, that's fine.
if I get it in time. But
You'll be fine.
yeah. But then yeah, videos here and there because it is still the end of the year. Content's a little weird. I do have a video up now on my channel talking about some Warhammer stuff and how it's the big nothing burger. So go check it out.
And what you doing next week?
Next week. Oh well, yeah, I do have a
New Year's
Eve.
moron.
Yeah, I have a New Year's Eve stream that I'm gonna be doing. StreamYards, kind of like Ballbusters, but not just hanging out, chilling, talking about some of our favorite moments of the year, something like that, as we ring in the new year. So yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be even gayer than Ballbusters then.
Yeah.
And when I say favorite moments, I mean like we can talk the favorite drama of the year or something like that. Like
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
hang
Well, yeah, we're not going to quite do that tomorrow because Jed will be there on Roundtable, won't you, Jed?
Yes, I will be there on Roundtable tomorrow. I wasn't
Self
sure.
guard.
I wasn't ready for that.
I wasn't ready for it either. I kind of just like, I'm going to lob it and see what happens.
But yeah, I'm back from my Christmas
transition.
holidays, so I am ready for Roundtable. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. Box office is looking good. Doctor Who. There was a couple other topics you mentioned.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be talking Nolan's Odyssey announcement.
Yes, I am excited to talk about that
We're gonna
because
talk
I have
about that.
thoughts.
We have a lot of thoughts.
I'm intrigued by it. That's
And,
about all I-
and in addition, we'll be talking what we think our biggest woke failures were of 2024. And I'll just discussions like that. And so thank you, everybody, for being here. If you're watching live, thank you. If you're watching on the replay, we thank you as well. And if you're watching live, I'll be over on Dermy with Chatterday in about now 2 hours. Like I said, I got to make dinner. I'm starving. It's been delicious.
I gotta get food.
I'm hungry. But other than that, thank you one and all. We appreciate every one of you. And if we don't see you before, then Happy New Year,
Happy New Year.
buddy. We hope everything's going to be fun and games. It's going to be interesting, to say the least. So thank you one and all. We'll see you guys later. Until then, take it easy, everybody.